fourth grade scientists. Miss Cross is here. Happy Friday. I am just going to have a real quick little chat with you guys today and then send you off to work on something which I think is fun. It was one of my most fun things that we did last year in science. So all week we've been talking about producers and consumers and decomposers and ecosystems and energy and how all of these things work together. Now we're going to learn even more next week about that. But yesterday and really Wednesday too, you worked on gathering a lot of information in order to draw a model of the roles of producers, consumers, and decomposers in an ecosystem. And we are really enjoying seeing your models. Now the next step after we develop a model is to refine it. And when we refine something, we make it even better. So what we're going to do today is we are going to look at a model. We're going to notice some things that we think are really good and some things maybe that we can make even better, okay? And then I'm going to tell you about your fun activity. So the model that you see on your screen is the one that we're going to talk about today. So when I look at this model, I notice the sun. We haven't really talked a lot about the sun, but we're going to talk about that next week. It is extremely important in an ecosystem. I see a snake. I see a bird in the front. I see a fox kind of hidden behind some grass. I see grass around different parts of the picture. And I see a tree with maybe an owl on the branch. So I notice producers. I notice a tree and grass. Both of those organisms are producers. They produce food with sunlight and oxygen that other consumers can eat to get energy. Now I see consumers as well. I see the two birds, the fox, and the snake. I don't see any decomposers. Decomposers are very important. Perhaps that bird could have a worm in its mouth. Maybe we could add a worm somehow if this were our drawing, and that would be a decomposer. We could maybe have a mushroom growing in the grass, a little clump of mushrooms. That would be another example of a decomposer. And remember, those decomposers break down dead material in order to create really nutrient-rich soil. So that's one thing. I don't see any decomposers. I also don't see any labels. Now, labels are really important when you have a model, because if we have never seen something before and it doesn't have a label, we don't know what it is. So I do notice producers and consumers, which I think is really good on this model. I am missing decomposers and labels. I would also give a little bit more information, like say this bird is a consumer because it cannot make its own food. It has to eat birdseed. This snake is a consumer because it cannot make its own food. It has to hunt for some prey like a squirrel or a mouse. I could also say this grass is a producer because it, excuse me, provides food for other consumers, okay? So that's just a little hint on how to refine. I would love it if you would take some time to go back to your model and see if there's any refining you can do to make it even better. And again, this is the first time we've done this year, so this is really a learning experience, okay? We're going to get so much better as we do more and more of these. Okay, now, if we think about this picture, and we're going to talk more about this next week, but if something in a community disappears, right? So say all the mice disappear, and the snake doesn't have any more mice to eat. What would happen to that snake? Or say the bird that the fox eats, if all the birds disappear, what would happen to the fox? All of these little things, little changes can have really, really big impacts on an ecosystem. So we're going to do something kind of fun today. You're going to make a wanted poster, okay? A wanted poster is like if there's a bad guy on the loose, or this is kind of more old-fashioned. They would make a picture, and they would say they were wanted, and they would say who they are and why they're wanted and what to do with them if you find them, right? Kind of like a bad guy in the Wild Wild West. Well, this is going to be a wanted poster in an ecosystem. So you're going to think about an ecosystem, and it It could be the forest, it could be the desert, it could be the ocean, it could be any one you want. And I want you to think of something that, if it disappeared, would have an effect, okay? And that thing that you make disappear is going to go on your wanted poster. So you're going to draw it or find a picture online and put it on there. You're going to tell us the name of your creature that is missing and wanted. You're going to tell us why that animal is important to the ecosystem. And it could be a producer too. It doesn't have to be an animal. It could be a plant. But why that plant or animal is important, who and what will be affected if that thing goes missing, and if found, please return to the ocean or the forest or the farm or wherever that organism has gone missing from. So your teacher will give you this sheet, and you will work on that today. Hopefully you have some fun with it. Be creative. It is supposed to be a fun activity. Even though you're showing what you know, we want you to have some fun with it as well. Okay, guys, you have done amazing in science this week. I've had so much fun teaching you all about it.